Wait. I lied. Now that's all the tools. Yeah, I would say she's a tad bent. Should be able to straighten it out, right? I'm gonna stick to what I do best. What is going on, YouTube? So we are back with another video on this 2020 Altima that we purchased off the auction block with some front end damage to see, is it really worth even buying a damaged vehicle and repairing it? That's what we're here to find out. Obviously, as you've seen in the last video, we pretty much got all the damaged parts off the front end of this thing. Luckily, it was just some front end parts here. As you can see, we pretty much got some new parts and a ton of new parts over there with all the old damaged parts here. So I've pretty much have all the new parts with the exception of one thing, which is this front rim here. I was trying to source a used 19-inch rim for these SRs. It was kind of crazy because there's not many out there, and if there is one, you could pretty much buy a brand spanking new one for the price people want for the used one. And I wanted to go with the used one because I'm planning on pretty much like refurbishing all of these rims, because like I said in the previous video, looked like somebody went, you know, curb hopping with every wheel on this thing. So I'm gonna have to grind them all down and re-clear them and everything, see if we can't get them back looking good. I haven't opened up any of these parts, so I don't know if any of them are damaged or if it's the right part that was sent to me and everything. So I think we're gonna start with that. We're gonna start popping all these boxes open, making sure everything is good. Then we're gonna start getting all the new parts tossed on this car. I think I'm gonna start with the headlights first because of this. This is not an SE. However, it did say it was for an SE. Maybe they're the same, I didn't look. Oh, I can't open anything right now. Some fancy wrapping and stuff going on. I like it. Nice brand spanking new headlights. All right, we'll just kind of set this back in here for now. Should probably do it right and put the phone back in there, but it's about to go back on the car, so not a big deal for now. So I'm sure y'all aren't here to watch me open up a bunch of boxes, so we'll fly through this real quick, make sure everything's good, and start getting stuff tossed on the car. Pretty much got everything unboxed. As you can see, we got the bumper up here on the bed of the truck. We got the new condenser over here, the driver fender, the front absorber, the new strut for the driver's side. As we've seen in the last video, ours is a little bit cockeyed and bent, so we got a new one of those, and then both fender support brackets. As you can see, ours was a bit mangled. What it's supposed to look like and what ours looks like. So it's pretty bent there. And then the front shutter here, as we've seen in our last one, or the one that was on here, got caught from underneath. got broken up pretty good. Some random little clips here and there. And then both the headlights. And I did have to pick up a hood from a junkyard, which this one's in great shape. Obviously not the right color, but we got to do a bunch of painting on all this anyways. But hood, obviously with the size of it, cost a ton just to ship it. It was more to ship it on a lot of them than it was for the actual price of the hood. So luckily a local junkyard had one and no damage. There was like a couple little tiny little dings, but nothing crazy. It's got to be obviously sanded down and repainted anyways, with it being a different color. So like I said, the only thing I'm waiting on is just the rim. I think I literally have every little thing with the exception of little clips. I did order from Nissan. These clips are like everywhere, like on everything. So I just ordered a whole box of 100 of them. That'll actually be in here in just a little while. It's out for delivery right now. And then obviously the windshield. There's a huge baseball shatter there in the center, but not really worried about that at all right now. That'll be literally probably dead last after every single thing else is done. So I think what we're gonna do is I want to do the condenser first. Because I got to pull all this off here. We're gonna do the condenser first, and then we can start tossing on all these new parts and everything. So yeah, should be a fun one. Let's go ahead and get to work, get this condenser off, and get the new one tossed in. Pretty good. And yourself? I appreciate it. You have a great weekend. Clips. And just like that, the clips showed up. So something I wanted to share with you guys real quick, because I thought it was interesting. Doesn't surprise me, however, this is literally all the tools that I've used so far to disassemble this whole front end. Just those couple of tools. So it doesn't really surprise me with a newer vehicle like this and everything's plastic and so on and so forth. But I thought it was kind of funny when I was putting the tools up. There really wasn't anything to put up. There was a couple of them. So I'm sure once we get to that driver strut over there, that's definitely going to add to our tool count because there's a lot of different size sockets and this, that, and the other, breaker bars, all that good stuff. Just thought I'd share that with you guys real quick. I thought it was interesting. All right, let's get to this condenser. Wait. I lied. Now that's all the tools. Okay, so interesting little development here. I started to, as you can see, start pulling all this stuff off right here to get the new condenser in. However, it kind of dawned on me, you know what, I should make sure there is no Freon in this system before I start pulling these connectors off the end of this condenser. Unfortunately, and I'm sure some people are probably gonna bash me over it, I don't have the gauge to hook up to the high and low and all that to test how much is in there. So I did the way you're not supposed to, all right? But as you can see on the end of the screwdriver, there's a little Freon on the end of the Phillips head there. I just ever so slightly just barely tapped the low side to see if anything came out, and it squirted a little bit on there, and it did have a little bit of pressure, but I mean, it didn't go anywhere. There's nothing anywhere. Maybe a tiny bit. Anyways, that was unfortunately the only way I could kind of figure out right now. That's better alternative than pulling that screw out, Freon going everywhere, right? So maybe I should invest in the proper tools when it comes to that stuff. So anyways, long story short, the other day, I don't know, the car's been sitting, right? So I don't know if it just kind of took a little while to AC, or if my ding dong self like wasn't paying attention and forgot to click the AC button or whatever. I feel like I would have, right? I live in Florida, so I know what the AC button is on these vehicles, but maybe I just kind of looked over, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, or I just simply just didn't give it enough time to cool off the AC, or if the AC to start to cool off, right? And I literally just turned it on for a second and turned it back off. That was the least of my worries. My biggest worry was getting the vehicle off the trailer and all that stuff. Anyways, so I hopped in real quick. I was like, let me fire this thing up. Let me give it time to kind of circulate, start doing, you know, its magic and all that stuff. So fired the car up, turned the AC on full blast, max AC, made sure everything was on, blah, blah, blah. Came out here, looked around the car really good, make sure nothing was leaking. Looked at the bottom of the condenser right here because we originally noticed some damage here. And honestly, I'm not really familiar when it comes to AC condensers, right? I don't even know if anything leaks out right here. I don't know if it's just these, you know, ends or whatever. I don't know how it circulates through there, is what I'm saying. So maybe somebody in the comments can let me know if, you know, Freon actually runs down these little things. I don't know if this is hollow in here and Freon goes in here or how it circulates through this thing. Moral of the story, the AC was blowing super cold in there I had it on for like 15 minutes in here, and it works perfectly fine. No issues. Like I said, no leaks, no nothing like that. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold off obviously on replacing the condenser because we know the AC works and all that stuff. There's no point in really replacing it. I am, however, when I'm done or whatever, I may put a little bit of dye in the system and just kind of make sure to check that spot really good and everywhere else, right? Make sure nothing's leaking. I'll probably hold on to it until we know for sure that even that damaged spot down there is good. If it's good, may just send this condenser back, get our money back. I think we're gonna pretty much put everything, you know, that we took off back on here. We'll probably go ahead and toss this absorber on the front here. Go ahead and change out the actuator for the shutter there onto the new, or from the old one to the new one. Go ahead and put the new shutter on, get all that buttoned up and everything. And I think we're gonna move on to the driver's side strut. Go ahead and start tearing all that suspension down and getting that new strut put in. All right, so pretty much got all these like supporting pieces back together here. I knew I was gonna forget something. One thing I did forget was whatever this little sensor is. I need to look it up, but it's got clean snapped off and it's nowhere to be found. So I need to find that. And then I don't know if it can pick it up, but kind of the end right here on this side makes more of a loop kind of sort of deal. And I tossed the new bumper on here just to kind of confirm. And yeah, you can kind of see how that hole is, it's really tough to tell, but that hole is kind of like turned up like that, rather than that one's kind of straight up there. So not a big deal. I'll probably try to straighten this out because it looks like it just needs to go down a little bit. If not, I'll just order another one, whatever. But I should be able to just kind of bend that back down just enough to where it needs to be. So all that is good. As far as bumper wise goes here, I guess we're gonna go ahead and move on to the tough part, which is that strut. So let's get to it. It is the next day here, and last night I was fighting with that sway bar link. The thread on it was bent from, I guess, the wreck or whatever, and I had this bright idea just to keep fighting it until it came off. In hindsight, I should have just grinded the darn thing off, but sat there and fought it for a good like 45 minutes trying to get it off and everything. So I finally got it off, got all the way down to taking the axle nut off, and I have pretty much every socket around the socket that I need, which is a 32 mil. First thing this morning, we're gonna hop in the truck. We're gonna go grab some coffee first because I'm still half asleep, and then we're gonna swing by probably O'Reilly's or something. Looks like O'Reilly's has a 32 millimeter socket. Gonna scoop that up, gonna come back and get this suspension finished up real quick. And as you can see though, I kind of got crazy with it last night and just started throwing some of these new parts on here for a moment just to see what it looked like real quick, because I was pretty much defeated by the shock. Yeah, I wanted to see some progress. So, but everything is just chunked on here right now. But yeah, let's fire up the truck and go grab some coffee and grab that socket. got this stinking strut out. Definitely not the way I wanted to pull it out. Unfortunately, I had to take the lower control arm off with the entire assembly there. As you can see, like I said, we definitely added to our tool collection here, but that was definitely more of like, I don't have the right tools for this job, and will this tool work? Nope, let's go to the next. So got a pile of tools there, but yeah, like I said, had to pull the whole lower control arm off. I would have loved to have kept it on there and just separated it right here, but I just didn't have the right tools for it. I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but she's a little bent. Just be nice and straight like that one. That one, not so much. Yeah, you can see the huge bend in it right there. So gonna go ahead and swap this out and pretty much probably fight it back in and go from there. So we got the nice, perfectly straight one out and put another straight one in here. Just all tossed back together and get this thing back down on all 4 wheels. So got everything tightened, torqued down, all that good stuff. Everything looks good. New strut. You can see now this bad boy is in the dead center here, not way over here. And obviously, as I showed you before, this thing was pretty bent. So that was definitely a problem there for us. So if there's anything you can learn from me, get the right tools to do the job. That was way harder than it had to be. I simply didn't have the correct tools, but I made it work with kind of what I had. Yeah, it just made it super hard on myself. Again, if there's anything you can learn from me, get the right tools for the job. I got pretty much a huge mess going on of all this, so I'm gonna get it cleaned up. It's pretty late in the day now. We'll catch you guys in the morning where we are finally gonna actually put this front end pretty much back together and get it ready for paint. So we'll see you guys in the morning. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, or night, day, evening, whatever it is for you. It is a few mornings later for me, actually, and it is a beautiful morning. Unfortunately, I realized I was missing these little fender to bumper brackets here. They hadn't came in yet. They came in yesterday. So as you've seen, we struggled pretty hard with the suspension there because we're hard-headed and didn't have the right tools and didn't feel like getting them. But we made it work. We got it all back together, got it all torqued down. All that stuff was good. Ultimate goal here today is pretty much just get the rest of the body panels on. Unfortunately, I am going to have to outsource the paint on this car. Didn't really want to, but unfortunately you can't rent paint booths around here or anything like that due to liability reasons. Nobody will let you rent their booth. I obviously don't have the space here to do it correctly, and I could probably do it, but it'd just kind of be like a halfway done job, and I want to try to get a pretty decent paint job done on this. So I got a pretty decent quote from a auto body shop literally right down the road. They gave me a super good price on painting the whole front end, fixing the front or the doors on the driver's side. Sorry, it's early morning. Bear with me. The doors on the driver's side, and then there's a little scratch, little dent on the back side here on the passenger side. The way it's got to be. I unfortunately, like I said, just don't have the space here. I don't have the equipment, the right air compressor, the guns, all the stuff that I need to do paint here right now. And so investing in all the stuff that I would need to properly do it right now would just be a fortune. Just going to outsource it for now. And hopefully in the future, we'll get an opportunity to do something paint-wise and stuff like that and try our hand at automotive paint. Yeah, so the ultimate goal, obviously, like I said, is just to pretty much get all these body panels on here. So I need to get this driver door realigned. As you've seen, it is misaligned. I actually pulled this door off, as you can see, and I took it down to the body shop to see if it was cheaper to fix this or just get a new one. And when I pulled it off, the camera can't pick it up, but you can see the dent in the back or the rear door here. There was the same one right here, and there's a tiny low spot. When I took the door off, I was messing around and I kind of hit the side of it right there, and the dent popped right out. There's just a tiny scuff and a low spot right here now. There was just a big dent that matched this one like that, and it just popped right out. As you can see, the door kind of, oh my goodness, settled down. Goodness gracious. But yeah, the door's a little misaligned. The brackets, all that look good. I'm gonna try to just adjust them and see if I can fix that. Hopefully we won't have to buy a new bracket, but I'm gonna start with that because it's bothering me, and we're just gonna work our way around the driver to the passenger side and get all these body panels put back on. Nailed it. Just remember where I put things. You're looking everywhere for you there, pal. I'm gonna stick to what I do best. Trucking along pretty quickly here. We got the fender bracket here. We got the hood on this side fender. We got it on. A little bit of a fight because that door is a little messed up right there and I didn't want them to hit. Got that door adjusted nicely. Opens and closes as it should. Keys on top, so she shouldn't beep. Closes perfectly fine. Everything lined up nicely. Except for down here, you can see the dent now. It's pretty noticeable now. Nothing, like I said, is adjusted or fully tightened. I'm gonna wait until after paint to do all that stuff. There's really no point in adjusting everything perfectly and all that. Some of the stuff might have to come off just tight enough to where it's not gonna fly off going down the road, but loose enough to where it's pretty easy to pop off if need be. So let's get this bumper tossed on real quick. Shouldn't take no time. All right, this little gal is ready for some paint. Got all the body panels on here. Had to rip the passenger fender liner out. It was kind of hanging right here where it attaches the bottom of the bumper. I didn't want to attach it. The least amount of things that these guys have to pull off, obviously, is going to cost me the least amount of money. But everything is on, including our nifty little donut, which I did order a new rim. It is on the way. Should be here in a few days. So by the time we get it back from paint and everything, we'll have that ready to mount a tire to it and toss it on. In the process, did find a couple of other small little things that I need to order. This little metal piece that comes that supports the top of the bumper here. I think it was like $20 or $30. So I'm just gonna get a new one just to alleviate any issue with alignment right here on the front. Obviously it looks atrocious right now because, again, everything is just tossed on there. I didn't even really adjust anything. My only concern was none of the body panels were hitting each other or scrubbing on each other or rubbing, whatever, anything. As you can see, I'm like sweating to death because it's like 9,504% humidity out here. So I'm gonna get kind of cleaned up because I'm done working on this thing today and then run it down the road to the paint shop, hand it off to those guys, get this thing all back one color. All right, we're here at the old paint shop behind us. We need to get this thing unloaded. Got this thing dropped off. It's over there on the other side of all these cars. He said a few weeks as they got quite a few cars out here they're working on. But he said a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks or so, they should have it done. Hopefully. We know how that goes. So, but yeah, pretty much got a mess at the house to clean up. Got to straighten up the garage, get everything organized and all that for once it's done. And we have everything organized to where it can just be slapped right back on. So gotta kind of go through all that, throw all away the bad stuff and sort the good things that need to go back on the car. So I'm gonna head home and get that knocked out. But you guys are gonna have to stay tuned, check to see how this cheap paint job goes. I did not go with like a super high quality shop or anything like that. It's hot in here. Some of you might be able to guess a cheap shop that does a lot of paint jobs, they get a lot of hate. But I did their like top of the line package. We'll see how it turns out. It even still was fairly cheap. It was several $100s cheaper than an actual body. Well, I say actual, but a high quality body shop, I guess you could say. So we'll kind of see how it turns out and everything. If you guys enjoy the video, hit that like button for me. It is 100% free. All it can do is help me. But yeah, if you're enjoying the content, hit that subscribe button down below. It is also free, and it helps me out a ton, obviously. And stay tuned. You'll have to see how this this car turns out once we get it back from paint. Like I said, about 2 weeks. So a few weeks, and we'll have another video on it. Revealing this paint and seeing if it was worth it or not. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.